every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money, and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not going to go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me, I'm not a fucking Fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? But they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic Feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of
leadership perspective.
They'll have no plan. They'll never talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Doc.
Kim Billions, what's good?
I'm King Jeff. Mr. Rippy Unfiltered.
85 Slim.
So as you can see, Nicki Minaj with the AmericaFest, and we have a few people on our cast that with the AmericaFest. Two of them that are here tonight, Mr. Rippy and Ken, and Nora also with us, some other friends in the show. Ken, what was your experience like, and what did you think of Nicki going being at AmericaFest?
Man, well, my experience was cool. I mean, the production value, the professionalism, just how everything was running well. I mean, the product was put together very nice. As far as Nicki, man, I just hope people understand, man, you don't own people, man. You especially don't own artists. You know what I'm saying? And an artist is not for you or against you. They make music. Some of it makes you think, some of it makes you laugh, some of it makes you cry. But what she did was some artist shit. Throughout history, an artist is extremely unpredictable, sometimes even has volatile behavior. So the same thing that make you laugh with the artist is the same thing that's going to make you cry. You know what I'm saying? So I just think you got to let people go. You know what I'm saying? And my favorite rapper, Nas, there's nothing he could do to make me stop liking him as a rapper, because that's all I show up for. He doesn't have to be anything else but a dope MC. So that's me.
Ken, but you spoke to the production. I never been to none of these, right? So I want you to tell me kind of.
Hold on, Doc. I would let Mr. Rippy say how he had it first.
But he been. So I want Ken to tell us how he felt like with the people. Like, how did you feel they treated you? Like, because you spoke to the production, but when you went to, how did it feel like?
Oh, well, okay. So for me, how the treatment was great. First off, I have like American flag clothes. So for 2 days straight, I had like full like American. I got American flag leather. I got American flag short sets with Air Maxes. So I know how to dress the venue. So for me, for honestly, I think if you're from urban America, when I wear American flag shit, I really get to see how white people feel about the flag. And if you don't know that, then you won't understand how it was for Colin Kaepernick. So I like to do R&D. You know, when I dress like that, I got tattoos on my face and everything. I see a whole nother side of white people I've never seen before, ever. When I walk in, like when I look like a patriot, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to wear costumes. So when I wear that clothes, for me, through that whole thing, it was gravy, bro. People taking pictures of me and nice outfit, bro. Nice leather, bro. People want to talk to me. So it was, for me, it was great, the experience.
Mr. Rippy, how was your experience? What did you think of Nicki being at AmericaFest?
I thought it was great as usual. Even when I rock record clothes, even before people knew who I was, I still got nothing but love. I mean, it's all like-minded people there, and it's just the energy is always great. Everybody is so supportive of what you're doing. Everybody that talk to you, doesn't matter their status. And in regards to Nicki, I love very many of them because she said on stage, we cannot let them bully us anymore. It started off with the Christian persecution. And when you're on the left and you are a celebrity, they automatically think that they own you. Just like Ken said. And by the way, Ken, Nas is my favorite rapper too. But they act like they own you for some reason. And as soon as you start to grow, because she basing our values on Christianity now. And she joined the MAGA movement, but as soon as she joined the MAGA movement, the left started to freak out, just go crazy because she's growing. She's dressing differently. She articulated her points very well. Very well, I have to say. It's a complete difference between that and Megan Thee Stallion twerking in front of black people. Big difference between that and Cardi B getting up there, can't even put together a proper sentence. And the black community are taking a dump on her, and that goes to show where we at.
For sure. So you basically brought what we were going to talk about. So this is a clip of Nicki Minaj talking about her Christian faith.
Bullies, we won't be silenced ever again. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world. Amen.
Amen. I don't know if you can see this at home, but she's getting a ton of standing ovations.
I love you guys so much. Thank you guys.
Doc, is she allowed to grow and become Christian and be within her faith?
Yeah, for sure. She's entitled to do all of that. I mean, if that's what she wants and that's what she believes in, I think everybody has their freedom, their own opinion, their own decisions. She's gonna be criticized for it, of course. I mean, Nicki Minaj is married to a registered sex offender. You know what I mean? I don't think Nicki Minaj is. I don't think I don't know her political opinion, but I know some of the pitfalls she's taken. Like, you married a sex offender. Are you gonna speak out against, sexual assault and this man that you choosing to spend your life with, and this way you chose to spend your life? Part of it speaking on God and saying I married a sex offender, and everybody is entitled for to repent and change their life. But when you give me your opinion and I see what you do in your life, sometimes I take something different from that. You know what I mean? So like what you say and what you do have to align. You say you have Christian values and you say you want to live this way, but what you do might not align with that. So I can't take people off of what they say. I got to take them off of what they do.
Okay, so this is how she said she ended up following Christ.
10, 11, 12, I started going to church in New York. And it changed everything. It changed my life for the better because I was going every week. I was hearing the word of God be preached. And then I was going home and I was applying it to my life. Even as a little girl, I learned how to pray very early. I always had this faith that made people think, the kind of faith that you think a person is crazy, like, oh, please, like, But I had that faith instinctively. Once I started hearing about God and, just getting more into the Bible, I got baptized when I was about, yep, amen. I got baptized when I was about 13.
Slim, my resident New Yorker, I didn't see many churches in New York, but how do you feel about hearing how she got back into her faith?
I love it, man. At the end of the day, I think it's important, and like Rip was saying, that she's growing. That's all it really is. Once you start, having a different mindset, focusing on family, and you start wanting to do better, that you start to turn to certain things. And to be G with you, she been on the other side. She had the paper, she been there. So obviously she's seen certain things that would make her want to do that as well. So we don't really get into that type of stuff. But at the same time, what we forget about is Christianity is really about forgiveness. You can't call yourself a Christian if you're not willing to forgive. And I think that's the problem that we have within our community. We only want to forgive those who we agree with. We don't want to forgive anyone just because they did something in the past. It's always going to bring up something they did in the past, but we forget about the forgiveness part. But that's my take.
My only pushback real quick, if it was that Slim, then Nicki she would go down the list and start forgiving Meg, and she would go forgive Cardi, and she would make peace with the women in her industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't go just to a whole new group of people and do this when you got people within your culture, right? And y'all forgiveness and y'all giving each other the olive branch has a real trickle down cultural effect.
But can you say that hasn't happened, or does it hasn't happened publicly?
It hasn't. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it hasn't happened. Here's why. Those are artists, right? Artists rap. So whatever you're experiencing, if you're married, you have a baby, you have an argument or whatever, you have some forgiveness in the industry, you rap it. They ain't rapping that.
All right, so I'm gonna get to what Nicki Minaj had to say about Trump.
Have the utmost respect and admiration for our president. He has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high and your integrity intact. He's from Queens, New York, like me. So, but what it's shown me personally is sometimes, you know, even in the worst feeling times in your life, you think that you're never going to come back from it. But you do. And our president shows that. He's been through every single thing a person could be through publicly. Having to constantly be lied on. It's not really that funny. Until you are in that person's shoes that's being lied on, you'll never understand what it feels like. That person is a human being. They have a family who has to read those lies. And that's not, and it's just not fair. But this administration is full of people with heart and soul. And they make me proud of them. Our vice president, he makes me, well, I love both of them, but they're both powerful men, smart, strong, all of that, but both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not, don't you guys agree? They haven't lost touch of the world. You know, they're still connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect and be real and make us feel proud to be American.
King J, how do you feel about what she said?
That girl done been lost her motherfucking mind ever since Megan cooked her ass up. And it's obvious as hell she still ain't got that shit together. You can't put integrity in this damn administration. They're all in the same sentence. Ain't shit honest about this administration. They thieves, they steal, they're unaliving people. I can't wait to see how this big beautiful bill take goddamn effect. And all these folks start losing their lives because they can't afford health care no more. Meanwhile, your president is building a $250 million ballroom, and this DOJ refuses to release all of the documents that they posed to because we know that Trump was up on that damn island getting this little thing licked by little girls.
Oh, so this is what basically went viral and what she said when she brought up race.
We're not being represented and not being admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild?
Slim, are the Black women putting down the blue-eyed, blonde-haired white women?
Nah, man, I doubt it, man. I mean, we all Americans, man. I mean, I'm still. Why you called on me, man? I'm still Brody's response. So back to the damn Epstein files. It's so funny how that goes down. But yeah, man. No, I don't think so, man. I just think that, like I said, she grew up out of that dumbness, man, that mental funk, that stupid, that's all it really is. And once you get that reality check, it's really no turning back. You look it through a whole nother lens from that point. It's hard to watch movies. It's like you have no clue what it is when you really wake up to this nonsense, man. But that's all it really is, man. And it's not a one scenario. It's not racism or, they want to paint it as such it is, but it's not racism at all. I don't think anyone literally on this panel is affected by racism. Like if a dude call you the N-word, does your rent go up every time it happens or some shit? Like what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's just some delusional shit that a lot of my people is in. And I really, really hate it. But it's starting to be funny, man. Real stuff starting to be funny.
So before I go into her other clips, I want to show what people have to say about her. Deb Antony, she has a daughter-in-law. This is what she had to say about her. Deb Antony was actually Nicki Minaj's manager when she first got started.
Trump. Tammy, one thing you know about me, I don't run with the Joneses. Can't do that. But I don't want you running around here being no Trump supporter either. People could cuss me out and say whatever it is they want to say. I know who I'm dealing with.
Do I think as a businessman, he's a good businessman? Absolutely. But as somebody who should run this country, we're not safe with him, though. We're not. Like, I'm not even going to mention all the stuff that he done did as far as putting children in cages and me being, half Latin. I definitely don't rock with him. I don't feel safe with that man. He's a bigot. He doesn't stand up for Black Lives Matter. He don't even acknowledge what's going on. He only acknowledge when it's a crime done against a police officer.
Then tell me why black people keep killing black people.
That's one of your people. Mr. Rippey, does she have TDS?
Oh, of course. There's so many people with TDS. You can tell their brains are just being navigated and controlled because they're outraged by exactly what they're telling them to be outraged about. He put kids in cages. Obama built the cages, and they were quiet. When Trump was in office, they were high. They were loud until 2016 to 2020, and then when Biden got into office, they were quiet again. And when it comes out deportation, they mad about whatever the media tells me mad about. They got mad about a ballroom that was actually money that was donated from these big organizations. People, it didn't come from the people's pocket, but they didn't have a problem when Barack Obama spent $350 million of U.S. taxpayer dollars to build a basketball court. It's like people just brains are just being controlled. You can see it. And Nicki Minaj has woken up, and she get all this hate, just like I've gotten, just like I'm pretty sure 88 Slim got, just like so many other people. And it just goes, just like I said before, it goes to show where we're at. We need to stop being controlled and stop being so brainwashed.
Well, she did attack a particular Democrat. I'll let y'all see who she talked about.
For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes. See, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord. And words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say because I know your heart. I will not judge that.
Sister. Thank you. For boys, be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. There's nothing wrong with being a boy. How about that?
Amen.
How powerful is that? How profound is that?
Amen.
Boys will be boys, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
So, Doc, this went viral for multiple reasons because she basically attacked the trans people. She also attacked Newsom, and what else? She did something else in there. But what did you think about what Nicki Minaj said?
Them some of her biggest fans. She might have alienated some of her fan base. They dress up like her. So she might, you know what I mean? But I guess she gonna get a new fan base. She done, made a calculated move to secure herself a new fan base in lieu of that. But I mean, if Nicki Minaj believes these things, I mean, she entitled to it. I mean, everybody has their own political belief and ideology, and if she thinks that that's what works for her and that's what the direction she chooses to go in, Mr. Rippy likes it, Slim likes it. You know what I mean? I don't see nothing wrong with it if that's what they like. I think she drinking the Kool-Aid, as I think most people do, not because of that, because I don't believe either side is in favor for regular people. So it ain't about what side, the Democrats or Republicans for me, because I feel like it's all a scam if you're just an average person who wants what's best for America. You know what I mean? So it ain't a conservative liberal thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So her going so conservative, I think she just drank some of the Kool-Aid, but she also probably, made a calculated move financially, public perception wise. So I think it's I think if she's been in this business for a while, so I'm sure every risk was calculated. I'm sure she discussed these with people and they kind of gave her some talking points, and that's the direction she chose to go in.
The other thing she said when she called JD Vance an assassin, that was the other thing what somebody said in the comments about it. But this is what she had to say again about the Democratic Party.
Building, right?
Yeah, we're the cool kids.
Okay.
The other people, they're the ones who are still just disgruntled, but really they're just disgruntled with themselves. They are angry with themselves, you guys. So you can't wake up and think about somebody who is determined to just stay mad. I literally tell them, stay mad.
Amen.
Stay mad. Because we're going to stay joyful and peaceful and iconic and smart. And we're going to stay thinkers. In a world that doesn't want us to think, we will think. By ourselves, on our own. We will continue to think.
Ken, you seem pretty in the middle and you went to AmericaFest. Do you feel like Democrats stay angry or stay mad?
Human beings stay mad. Human beings, most people are average. So that means conservative people, that means liberal people. Most people are not living their dreams. Most people are upset about how their life turned out. Most people are unhealthy. Most people are living check to check, right? So I don't know if Democrats are mad. People are mad. But I will say, though, the othering in the language, though, right? Those people, right? Who? Like, this, first of all, this is not profound, right? This is not, it's a lot of hand clapping because of celebrity. But this is, if you read books or if you've traveled or if you've done anything in life, then there's nothing profound about what she's saying. It's not deep. She's not teaching anything, right? I don't like the othering. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is her new political ideology, speak the ideology. You know what I'm saying? It's just heavy on the othering. The only reason this works is because something they're not. No, present the case on why this viewpoint is the better viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to use othering language, because for real, most of her people, the people that she know, the people that she grew up with, are those others that she. So that's why I make it kind of look like a grift a little bit. Like, literally, you were just there yesterday.
For sure. So they're saying that she's making it, that the Republican Party is making inroads with Gen Z, and this is what Nicki Minaj had to say about it.
Proud of you guys. This is a major, to be so young, for you guys that are in college, to be so young and to care this much, this early in your life, it tells us how smart you are, and it tells us that there's hope for our future. So God bless you. Congratulations, you guys. You're amazing. Congratulations. You guys are amazing, okay? Know it. Feel it. Yes. Yes. Proudly. Be it proudly. Be who you are proudly.
Amen.
Yes.
So
Mr. Ripper, you're basically, working with the Republican Party. You've met a bunch of big Republican people. Do you feel like Gen Z is taking over, and do you feel like Nicki Minaj coming to AmericaFest is going to help enrolls with more younger people?
I think it's going to have more younger people that's not really paying attention to politics, wonder why, and then wonder why she's doing this, and then they're going to start listening, because at least people down a certain path. When Charlie Kirk died, a lot of young people that was not really that familiar with him, they not really follow politics, they heard a bunch of negative stuff about Charlie, then they started looking into it. And I hear this a lot. People message me about this stuff. And once they started looking into it, they started realizing, oh, this guy's actually legit. The Bible sales went through the roof. People started going to church more often. People talking about being family oriented. The Gen Zers are more conservative than they ever been. There have been more younger people that voted for a Republican than any other time in history. Just like it's been more black people that voted for a Republican than any other time in history. And I think she has a good point. And as for the conservative versus the liberal, there's one side that, you look at this the states during 2020 and 2021. We look at states like New York. People started leaving New York to go to Florida so they can have more freedom. They shut down the schools. They lock people down. They say if you don't wear a mask, and then your organization, you will be penalized for it. And it's also one side I want to say you can transgender kids. The other side I say that should be against the law. So it is a difference. One's for less government, one's for more government. Gun control, less gun control. So it just depends on what you align with. You want Christian Bibles in school, you want it out of schools, you want kids reading pornography in these school books or not. So there's a difference in ideology between the liberals and the conservatives.
So Kim brought up a good point about her industry, and Erika Kirk did ask her about how she feels about her industry, seeing her at AmFest and around Republicans.
I know that you are getting a lot of backlash from your own industry. What is your reaction to that?
I didn't notice.
Amen. I feel the same way. When people are like, what do you think about them? I'm like, I don't think about them.
Bingo. We don't even think about them.
We don't have time to. We're too busy building, right?
Yeah, we're the cool kids.
Okay.
The other.
That's a lie. She be going crazy on. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's a grip, because that's a lie. Because she's always Desiree Perez is her industry. She been going at Jay-Z. She been going at Meg. Like Nicki talks. You know what I'm saying? So she hears everything. So that kind of stuff right there is a grift, because her Twitter thread says something different.
Doc, you've been attacking Nicki all day. What you think?
No, I ain't really attacking Nicki. I mean, she entitled to her opinion. It just wouldn't be my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? She looked like she got paid to get up there and tap dance. And it ain't tap dancing because it's Republican. It's tap dancing because she's went so far to one side that it's come off disingenuous. Nobody's ever heard Nicki speak out in Republican viewpoints before. No one's ever heard Nicki come out, and she can switch and decide to have those ideals now. But to say that all one side is good and all one side is bad is stupid in my opinion. It just can't be possible. I don't think all the conservative points can be right. I don't think all the liberal points can be right. I don't think the Democrats have it completely figured out. I don't think the Republicans completely have it wrong. And I don't think either way. I think both sides make good points. For me, I'll vote based on what, like Brian Kemp. I live in Georgia. I thought Brian Kemp was a better candidate. I own a lot of guns. I wasn't voting for a Democrat as the governor because I'm not going to give you my AR-15s. sometimes they have something that works for me, but neither side has it all right. But she's went so far to one side that she just comes off looking goofy. She came off look like she tap dancing, and that's what you look when you can't question these people, when you can't say anything bad or have anything constructive about somebody. You tap dancing, and that's Democrat or Republican, in my opinion.
Dang, you did Stacey Abrams like that, Doc?
Yeah, she said AR-15s. I got like 6 of them shits. Wait, never.
So Nicki said she never backing down as well. This is what she had to say.
Why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you? Yeah.
What was the turning point? Well, I just got tired of being pushed around. Yeah. Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again.
Amen.
King J, what do you feel about what she said?
She fucking cooked. She about to learn a lesson just like Elon Musk. You disrespect your fucking core base, you're gonna go broke. I just don't understand what she's doing. I'm almost on Doc's side like this, bro. She's tap dancing. I mean, everything she said literally goes against the people that have literally given her her lifestyle. The people that have literally paid this woman, she is disrespecting. So that's getting ready to turn around. Like, I don't know how she think this is good, and if she think YT Conservative America is about to swoop in and replace that funding that you was getting from the LGBT community, well, I want you to know McDonald's is hiring. They paying $15.50 an hour. So, go ahead. When your money run out, you know what you need to do, baby.
And do we all realize that we're getting like political advice from someone who can't and didn't vote? Nicki said in 2024 she wasn't a U.S. citizen. She isn't eligible to vote. She didn't vote most likely because she can't vote. I don't get why she wouldn't go get her citizenship. Her husband is a citizen. She has the money to do it. She could have hired a lawyer to just file the paperwork for. I think that's something she needs to speak on and get on, because if she's going to give people political advice, she also needs to get out and exercise these rights. She needs to go first secure the right to do it and then exercise the right, which would be one of my only criticisms. She wants to vote conservative. She wants to vote Republican by all means. You know what I mean? But you haven't even secured the right to vote in this country.
So she's at turning point, Charlie Kirk's basically company. So this is what Charlie Kirk actually had to say about Nicki.
Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't think that songs that are talking about like glorifying wet female genitalia is exactly, I don't know which one wrote that song. Which one was it?
I think it was Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But by the way, the role models of the 1940s and 50s for black America were completely different.
So it is a representation issue.
Hold on a second. No, not representation. It's who do you get your art from? It's what values are they putting forward? For example, more times than not, black politicians will lament the condition of America. It's systemically racist. It's terrible. What does that do to a 14-year-old black kid if you just find that you hear that everything is rigged against you? Instead, they should be saying, hey, there might be some barriers, but if you believe in yourself enough, you can achieve in this country. It creates a form of social conditioning of low expectations, and that's not my argument. You know whose argument that is?
Mr. Ripper, you're the only person here that's met Charlie Kirk personally. Do you think Nicki Minaj would have been at AmericaFest if Charlie Kirk was still here?
Well, back in the day, Nicki Minaj, she did express some political opinions. She put out a Trump that she said we need to stop antagonizing the president of the United States. And I know it's like, and she got chewed up by her own fan base. Even Charlie Kirk put out a tweet and said that The way the Democrats are treating Nicki Minaj tells us everything that we need to know about them. So she's always been talking about it, but once you go down that path of searching for the truth, you start to realize how lost people are. Oh, she just going back to her Christian faith, and she's been getting chewed out. When she went to Nigeria and spoke about Christian persecution, all the people ate her up. All her loyal fan base ate her up, all because she said, "Thank you, President Trump, for giving me this opportunity to come out here." So it's like, yo, what can she say about it? It's like, listen, this is the way y'all treated me, so whatever it is, I'm about to express my opinion, express my views. Who cares if I lose a little bit of money? I got God on my side, and this is the route I'm going to go, just like Ye. But no, I never expected her to come to a Charlie Kirk event, but I did think she was leading down the conservative path because she was becoming more and more open-minded.
So you think Charlie Kirk was wrong?
Was Nicki Minaj a horrible role model? Of course, she was a horrible role model back then. I mean, everybody have a past.
But he didn't say that. He didn't say Nicki Minaj's name though.
They said Nicki Minaj's name.
Right, and he elaborated on
bad role model for 18-year-old women.
And the song that he mentioned was a Cardi B song.
Yeah,
Slim, like, you don't know any better.
So they gonna clip that because of what's going on. Fall into the shit, bro.
This is why I get to see. This is why I get why I can't go with the conservatives, because y'all could have just said, "Yo, Charlie Kirk was wrong. He didn't live long enough to see Nicki Minaj."
That wasn't wrong.
No,
that
he did it. I never said
it wasn't wrong.
He was wrong. She asked the event for his company. You can say he was wrong.
No, listen, I admit it.
What he play the clip again. How was he wrong?
They said Nicki Minaj's name.
No, she said
it's not a good one.
No. Here,
I'm gonna play it again with a video behind it. Hold on.
Watch how Charlie flows into it.
All right.
Hold on.
Right now, black culture is being held captive by influences, songs,
Which
and role
influences?
models. I mean, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls.
I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord. And words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter.
Now, when you ask if she's a good role model, I said Charlie Kirk. When he called her not a good role model, I said I agree. She wasn't a good role model back then for young women. Anybody that dressed like that, rap like that, talk like that, behave like that, and pretty much show every part of her body, that's not a good role model. I'm agreeing with Charlie with that. What I'm saying is that back then she changed. She changed. And
2 months ago, she was just talking about Cardi's kids.
Greg, when is that clip from?
Like literally, she was just going at. She was just talking about little babies, man. Like this is recent though. She just her and Cardi B is going back and forth.
Yeah,
Nicki goes at her.
I can't verify it.
Nicki goes at her babies. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Like, look, check it out. When you change, right? When you change and you have what you become is a personal example. So you walk around in the example. And you teach based off the example that you are, right? So this newfound awareness, she's not teaching based off her newfound awareness because she's not saying anything. Because the only thing she's doing is like all the other groups is talking about groups, right? When you're talking about personal development, you begin to display the things that you undertook in your transformation. You don't talk about groups, them. It's a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? And as far as her being aware to Christians being abused somewhere else, that is so cap to me because she is in an industry that has paid her millions of dollars. And she has said nothing about the predatory behavior of the music industry. Nothing. She's talking about Desiree Perez only because she has a gripe. See, that's the thing. When your politics is you're only saying it because it did something to you, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Well, this guy thinks that he knows why Nicki did it.
Come look at this.
I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty.
Motherfucking Nicki Coonan again. Shit, this Turning Point USA shit going crazy. She say she don't need the blonde, blue-eyed white woman to goddamn queer her beauty. White power.
Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look?
And this shit crazy. She talking about we. This bitch ain't even no citizen. That's why she doing this shit. She don't want ICE to take her ass back. Fuck to the ass bitches. I got a strong hate for them hoes. And this is what Charlie think about that motherfucking ass.
Minaj.
So now you were right. She basically not a citizen. That's what she trying to do. So, King J, did you have anything to add?
Nah, not really, man. She's crazy. She done lost her motherfucking mind. I don't know what else to say about Nicki. I'm gonna let her keep tap dancing, man. You know, it's always gonna be some tap dancing coonery going on. It's just ridiculous for her to be in a position of that she's in and not help out her own people and sitting there taking them down a rabbit hole that they shouldn't be going into. I mean, just for example, one of the things that I didn't like that she talked about when she was saying, "Wow, white women feel like they're being targeted and how they feel like they need to cover up their beauty." I mean, we could talk about black women and how they've been treated for years. How they did an experiment on black and white children, and all the black kids said the black dolls was ugly, and how all the white children said that the black dolls were ugly. So which group is actually being attacked for their image? Let's not play that game because it's not the same.
I want Nicki to be entitled to her political opinion. If she want to be conservative and if she wants to, be Republican, that's cool with me. But from when Charlie has his opinion on her in that clip, I haven't seen Nicki come out and do anything in her community to show people that she has changed and become a role model. Because she came to a Republican event doesn't make her a role model now. She's done nothing in the community. She's done nothing to change the image she's put forth from the point that they said she wasn't a role model. I'm going off of what they said, and now they have her up here on the stage as if she's a role model because they put her on a dress in a 40-inch lace front, and now she's a role model to young black women. Like that, she's the same person. She's done nothing for me to say, okay, she's done, she's changed, she's repentant. She had two speaking events with this administration. That's all I've seen her do. I haven't seen her do anything else.
So this is the man cave, so we have to address man issues, and we got 6 black men here. So there is another movement going on right now, and it's called the F the Streets movement, and a lot of rappers are getting on it. So I want y'all to watch this video. It's kind of a long clip, but it was playing everything.
The streets are shaking, and shout out to 21 Savage for moving like a grown man with children that wants to see his community be the best it can be. He said, F the streets. And it's got everybody buzzing. It's got all the rappers saying F the streets and some goofy rappers that want to see y'all pass away, like Fabio Foreign, Boosie, and Blueface. They're on the outside. They're not trying to see y'all live. But 21 Savage, Future, Thug, OMB Peasy, I'm seeing them want to see their community finally live. So he said this, when I say F the streets, I'm talking about the part that gave me trauma and made me can't sleep at night. If you ain't tired of that part, you ain't been through it. And he's right. There's a lot to this story. What we're going to do is, we're going to talk about it. So let's talk about it. So it was a series of messages that 21 Savage put out there that people kind of got like misconstrued at first. They thought that he was beefing with Future because he said the realest in it. And Future had just posted like something like the biggest in it or something like that. But he came out and I heard the audio. Y'all know I've been sick all day, so I can't find it. Now I heard it when I was laying down. And he was like, used to be pros and cons to the streets. Now it's only cons. He was like, it's only cons. There's no upside. There's nothing you gain, anything. You just are either going to be unalived or you're going to be locked up. Choose your battle because you only have those two options. Back then, you used to be able to get you a little bit of money. He was like, you can't even get no money no more. I've been saying for the longest, the streets is drived up. Everybody that's trying to do some street stuff, they done had to grab a puppy, a group home, a home health care center, or a box truck, a truck. They didn't have to switch the whole swag up because they know the streets is genuinely dry up. So he literally was posting, putting Young Thug and Gunna in the same tweet saying y'all loved each other. Y'all need to come back from this. Last year, I was the realest trying to stop Thug from exposing Gunna. Now I'm fake. It's all these series of tweets, but that's not really the point to my message today. F the streets is a movement that I could get behind. I need t-shirts. Our young men, aren't y'all tired? And I do mean us. You know what I mean by us. Aren't y'all tired of burying y'all best friend? Ain't y'all tired of going to jail and being gone? Can't see no cat for 50, 11 years? Ain't you tired of not being free? Ain't you tired of being traumatized? It sounds like everybody's tired, and I'm loving the movement. Pooh Shiesty said, traumatized. F the streets. At 21 Savage. G Herbo, F the streets. His brother passed away. G Herbo was on TV boohoo crying about his like best friend brother. He lost him to the streets. Young Thug, F the streets. We already know what Thug and Lucci been through. So for both of them to say F the streets, my heart was touched. It grew big like the Grinch, I'm telling you. Then you got goofy dudes that's still locked up, still not free, mentally in cages, talking about it's all love, never F the streets. Who you want to be? You want to be G Herbo out the streets with his woman that he loves, with his kids that are healthy? Or you want to be Cuz in a great jumpsuit, dirty floors, talking about never F the streets? Goofy, who you want to be? Which pill, red or blue? Here go Blueface. You square A N-words should have never jumped off the curb. SMH. I love the streets. But remember, and y'all got to remember, Blueface got a mama, Blueface got a daddy. His parents was married. I heard Clarissa's story. She said he was born out of marriage. Clarence's parents had a real good marriage. His mama's still married. Blueface is a college kid. Yeah, he's in love in the streets. Okay? He's playing street nigga. He done went to jail, got all these tattoos looking like a refrigerator with magnets because he's playing in that. He wasn't born in that. His mama was fucking with Shaq. Don't let him fool you. Fabio Foreign, another cornball. Nah, I just can't let you N-words say F the streets. The streets is the reason why a lot of y'all N-words in the big positions. I never turn my back on the biggest support system. How N-words help change the streets or save the streets. Girl, hush, okay? Hush. The streets can't keep me movie and keep minds good. You want to be Fabio Foreign who can't read or write? And guess what? Better not see anyone niggas from the street supports nobody that say F the streets. I don't care who you are. Nobody get a pass in my eyes. Fabio Foreign, when was he the hardest nigga out? When was you let Mellow Bucks hold you? One of NBA young boys, little randoms. Like, you are literally not the big boy. But who is the big boy, who I'm definitely disappointed in, is Boosie. Boosie, you an old head. But you know what? I peep game. Boosie like young girls. So moving all you young niggas out the way, that's just more 20-year-old cat for Boosie 50-year-old ass. You see what I'm saying? If rappers gonna say F the streets, y'all need to stop rapping about them. What if they do? What if they start rapping about love? Stop double dipping. Rap about fruits and college courses and staying out the streets. Maybe they can't, Boosie. Why you being mean? If you from the streets and the streets shape you the man you are today, your mindset, your hustle, your intuition come from the streets. Your support came from the streets. Yes, I want every kid to make it out of the streets. That's what we all want, but I'm never saying F the streets. They responsible for our success. No bueno. You're responsible for your success. The streets is responsible for your trauma. How the streets gonna be responsible? You don't own them, dummy. They responsible for our success. Don't forget, every successful independent record label started from where? The streets. No, we had to do that because we're black. That's like saying, don't forget the plantation. It all started from the plantation. You see how crazy I sound? Now, I respect the struggle and what people went through on the plantation or in the streets, but I'm going to say F the plantation. I'm not trying to go back. All y'all music came from the streets. Your baby mama met her in the streets, child. So if it's F the streets, not Blueface. He met her in college. Pete, clock it. Don't rap about them. Simple as that. Show the world and fans how good an artist y'all is and take the streets all the way out your rap vocabulary. I want to hear it. I think they could do it. I think 21 Savage could definitely do it. He's damn near an R&B singer. I've seen so many prominent people get behind the F.
Ken, are you familiar with the F the Streets movement?
Yeah.
Are you for it? How do you feel about it?
First off, what does that mean? The streets. The streets is a condition, right? You can say F the streets all you want. The poverty's still there, right? And it's funny because every community has an underworld. The Italian, they ain't say after streets, right? The Armenians, the Polish, the Yakuza, the Triads, right? Every community has an underworld. The difference is the black underworld is commercialized, right? The other underworlds are very quiet. The underworld is what controls the politics of every community. So you might see an Asian community over there. You can't go do nothing over there, not because of the police. It's because they have an underworld over there, right? So it looks quiet, but if you go there acting crazy, there's going to be some dark elements that come snatch you up. Every community has an underworld, a criminal element. You have an overworld and you have an underworld that controls the politics of the neighborhood. The difference is on the black side, there's no organization to the underworld. So you'll see a house get shot up with babies in it. So you'll see women and children get affected by the underworld. That's not how it goes in other underworlds. Other underworlds is very patriarchal, right? And it's a big criminal element. The difference is it's not commercialized. The Jews have an element, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has an underworld and a criminal element. So when I'm hearing the black male say this, first of all, the streets is a condition. That's a condition. That's a condition of capitalism. The streets. You end up going to the streets. So even if you don't go to the streets, it's still there. So for you to say F it, the condition has to get fixed.
So this is the clip that went viral that made everyone say this.
About money. Now, niggas don't want to do nothing. It ain't even no money in the street for real, unless you plan on a certain level type shit.
It ain't none.
It's money in the street if you plan on a certain level.
But you have to wait.
The grinder don't exist no more.
That's
what the difference is. So that's why, nigga, the cons always outweigh the pros of the street. Because your ass can go to jail, or you can die, you can get robbed.
But it was worth it because you can get some real money. You can grind up.
Right, you can get some money. Now, your ass can't go buy nothing and come up off no block, nowhere. There's probably 2 hoods in Atlanta that you can just really block serve for real.
Turn something to nothing.
You get what I'm saying? And grind for real. But you can't, as a young nigga, you can't grind no more. These young niggas, it's really like an oxymoron. Is that what it's called? Oxymoron? What, some shit just don't make sense? Goddamn, nigga, you signing up for some shit to only die or go to jail. Back in the day, you was signing up to shit. Get some money, might die, might go to jail. Now you only signing up to die or go to jail.
Back in the day, you gonna get some money before you do one or the other.
Right.
Before you die or go to jail, 9 times out of 10, you gonna get some money. Yeah. It's like,
but the cons still outweigh the pros back then too. That's what I'm saying. Now I'm saying it ain't no pros. It's nothing but cons. Back then it was like, all right, it's some pros to this shit, but the cons is kind of higher though, because if they catch your ass, they gonna do it to you. But goddamn now, nigga, there's no pros at all. Nigga, you're literally getting in the street to die or go to jail.
Slim, is he right?
100%. Real stuff, man. That's exactly how it was when I left the Democratic Party. It's pretty much the same damn thing. But yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's messed up what's happening to these kids, man. You know, and you know, back in the days that we was coming up, you know, gangsters was real. Like there wasn't no women and children involved. Nothing was on video. You know what I mean? Everything recorded now. You know, it's just different. And what these kids consider to be real or in the streets or gangster is all facade, man. It's all that stuff from the movies they learn. So whatever streets they talking about, yeah, fuck them streets.
This is what Boosie had to say about it.
Y'all using that as a gateway for when y'all get in trouble. If everybody saying street, by the time y'all get in trouble, now y'all have a gateway. I'm telling. Hey, all these people saying streets and all this, I'm not with it. Because I am, you know, I'm a big part of the streets. You know, that's what my love is. That's what my genuine love is. They love me so much. Talking about how it traumatized it. Yeah, it f***s up, but it made us success stories. Everybody who was traumatized by the streets, it made you a success story to lead them streets. Streets made everything. Hip-hop, NFL, NBA. All these are people who come from the, most 60% are from the NBA are from the streets. All athletes are from the streets. They had to play ball to leave the streets. So the streets got success stories. This shit all trauma. Trauma turned into success. Man, we ain't finna be on no streets, especially if you done made it off the streets. Come on, man. Like, take the streets out of all our music. Take the streets out of all our music. Who are we now? Who are you now without that street message that you preach to everybody? Who are you now?
Doc, is Boosie right? Are they nobody without the streets?
Yeah, Boosie right, man. Besides you, Gray, can anybody else tell me what 21 Savage that father does for a living? We got a nigga talking about fuck the streets. His father is one of the most accomplished doctors in the UK. His mother ran off with him when he was 14 years old. 21 Savage didn't really grow up in the streets. And I have no problem with if that's the message he wants to put. The problem I have is the same thing Ken say. Go back to these communities you say you come from and put programs in the school for those kids. You can't tell those kids fuck the streets and give them no other options. You know, you just preaching a message that you put no power behind. It's easy to say fuck the streets when you done made millions of dollars. It's hard to say fuck the streets for that kid who mama on dope and he feel like he ain't got no other options. When you're a 14-year-old kid, you might have another option, but it don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? And these kids don't always learn a better way game to get out of the streets. 21 Savage him and Future and all of them ain't piling up in the van and going to teach the kids a better way. They getting their goofy ass on the internet, and a couple of them that got caught and they just start telling like some bitches. And all of the people who was doing all of the business behind them and shooting all of the guns and catching all of the fades, they in prison. Some of them done died, and they done secured a bag, and now they saying fuck the streets. I don't have no problem if you thinking that the mindset you want to be on is the streets is not right for these kids. Go back and teach the kids another way. 21 Savage, go open up a school to show these kids how to be mechanics if they're gonna drop out of school. Say they'll listen to you. Go recruit them. Say, look, bro, if you ain't gonna go to school, come over here and learn how to do oil changes. Come over here and learn how to do some brakes. Get ASC certified. Come over here and learn how to weld. I'll send some kids to school. Don't say you can write that off on your taxes if you start off all of these scholarships. He could write all that stuff off. He could bring these dudes together that all have a substantial income and say, hey, we saying fuck the streets, and we're not just gonna say it. We're gonna put some programs in place, and we're gonna show the kids that it's another way than the streets. It's hard to tell these kids fuck the streets and not give them another option. You just talking about it. What are you gonna do for your community? If you saying that and you feel like that, all of this trouble, all of these guns y'all done shot, all these blood y'all done spilled, all these drugs y'all done sold, put some money in the community. That's all I'm saying. That's how they feel. Cool. I listen to those dudes' music. All them dudes, Pooh Shiesty, 21 Savage, Future, they all just dropped some music this year. Pooh Shiesty just dropped the song. All of their content is telling the kids to go out here, pick up the biggest gun you can with the most bullets you can, throw a button on the back of that bitch and let it go in 2 seconds and switch them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you perpetuating this image to them, and then you get on here and say fuck the streets because y'all scared to go to jail. That's what it is. They don't want anybody coming. You know, they've been picking up these rappers for these Ricos, and they're scared for the consequences that they made somebody else got because they're not doing this. So everything that they're gonna get is gonna be on conspiracy. So they're just trying to distance themselves from it. All I'm saying is if that's how y'all feel, it's cool. Go out here and put some programs in place for these kids. You know what I mean? I go to the Boys and Girls Club, and people might not notice about me. You notice about me, Gray. I've been on trial for murder on separate occasions. I've been on trial for attempted murder. I go back and speak at the Boys and Girls Club in my neighborhood. I go back and tell these kids that everything I thought I was doing was wrong. I wasn't no gangster. I wasn't no real nigga. Everything I did, I thought I had to do it at the time, and I wish I would have did something different. You feel me? And I could walk away from that now. I couldn't back then, but you could, because it costs. I got 100 homeboys on the front of t-shirts. You know, 200 homeboys that ain't gonna never get out of prison. You know what I mean? And if I don't go back and tell these kids in my community, bro, you could do something different. Come on, I'll go help you find a program. I'll go help you do this. I'm gonna talk to my partner over here. You need a job. We're gonna Find somebody to do something for you. They not doing that. They just telling these kids it's another way. What other way? When you in the projects, it ain't never looked like no other way to me. I pick up my gun, I put it in my pants, I grab my drugs, and that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody never showed me no another way till I got old enough and found another lane for myself. And that's my problem. They have the financial ability to do this, and the only thing they're doing is getting on interviews with each other and circle jerking.
Right. So there's another guy that beat a big case, and that's what he had to say about it.
So y'all ain't gonna give me my credit. 21 Savage, Thug. Now I'm talking to 21 Savage. I'm talking directly to 21 Savage. I'm talking to all you niggas just hollering, fuck the streets. No, don't say fuck the streets now. Don't you niggas go to hollering, fuck the streets now. Y'all wasn't saying that, no, Don't break weak now, boys and girls. No, keep hollering with street nigga shit. Don't go to, man, no, don't y'all do this. Don't y'all do this. Now.
Mr. Rippy, do you feel like Charleston White is wrong for telling them that they can't say F the streets, people can't grow?
That's the thing, man. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but there's something that Charleston White that said for years, and now people want to jump on it. And I think I don't know the right definition of when they say fuck the streets. I don't know where they're talking about, the street culture, because what Ken was saying, which I agree with him 100%. He was talking about every community has a streets, and also I agree with Doc with this. But it's one community that the streets are impacting in a negative way a lot more than others. We look at the black prison population, and also the overdose rate in the black community has increased by 1,800% within the past 5 years, because we went from talking about selling drugs in our music to talk about doing drugs in our music. So I think that's what the fuck the streets movement may be all about. I don't know. I could be wrong. I haven't looked that much into it, but I'm gonna look into it tonight.
So there's a rapper from my city. This guy actually messaged me when he was in prison to like put his stuff out, because I used to be a videographer for another podcast. But this is what he said.
He said niggas talking about fuck the streets and the streets dead and shit like that. The streets can never be dead because the streets is reality for a lot of motherfuckers. The streets was never supposed to be an option, nigga. It was never supposed to be no cool shit or no trendy shit for you nigga to fuck with. You feel me? Niggas be born into the struggle. That's their reality. And they gotta find a way about that shit. So these niggas, you know what I'm saying, they getting this rap money, this YouTube money, this social media money, whatever, you know what I'm saying, platform they done develop to where they can make legitimate money. Of course you should get out the streets, but Thug being a street nigga from Atlanta is what made us pay attention to him in the first place. You could look at him or maybe Dirk or maybe like different rappers that they had legal situations, you feel me? And your story of what you had to say, the swag that you developed and everything you picked up, being from the street, is what made a nigga pay enough attention to you for you to have these platforms to make this legitimate money. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all treating it like an option because a nigga can, if he want to, fuck with the streets.
He signed to Rick Ross now. King J, so do you feel like it's good that once these guys get famous, get money, that they say F the streets, or do you like older streets some loyalty?
I will say, like, kind of like what Doc was saying, like, trying to explain it without trying to go too deep into it. But, like, I feel like the messaging is kind of wrong because you shouldn't. I feel like from my perspective, they're saying fuck the environment, but I feel like we should be saying fuck some of the culture that the streets breed. You know, I don't feel like for me, I grew up in a rough environment, and I wouldn't say fuck where I grew up at, but some of the stuff that I had to go through in that environment was definitely unnecessary. So I would say definitely fuck the culture and what it breeds, and sometimes the violence and some of the shit that we go through. But so far as like straight up just fuck the streets, and you got to think about the people that's still there. And like Doc was saying, they need to create some type of, these people that are in these financial positions to be able to go back in the streets and help these young kids and create programs. That's definitely what needs to be done. Like when I get to where I'm going, I'm gonna set some stuff up because I think it's important for us to give back to where we came from.
Absolutely. So before we go to our final thoughts, I'm gonna play this last clip.
Hurry up.
Come on, nephew, give me some, Oh, look, auntie pregnant. I've been out here getting it.
That's on you. Go ahead now. Get up out of here, man. Hell yeah! On bro, get up out of here, shorty.
Damn.
Get up out of here, shorty.
It was kids out there.
Fuck them kids. They should have been out there. They know the streets fucked up. Anybody that got a gun, pick it up, shoot a nigga. Pick it up, shoot a nigga. Pick it up, shoot a nigga. Pick it up and shoot a nigga. Pick it up, shoot a nigga. Pick it up, shoot a nigga. Y'all, all that gangster stuff, play it out, man. I'm putting my shicey down. Fuck the streets.
Why you saying fuck the streets now? Why fuck? Did you just kill Tim, Bill, Seal, Lil, Kill, Will, Deal? Why you saying fuck the streets
Girl,
now?
I'm doing it because the rapper's doing it. I'm gonna go fuck it up tomorrow. Just let me follow the trend. Damn. Yeah, fuck the streets.
If you watch it right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell to know when we go live. Mr. Ripley, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, it seems as if the black community, we got to get it together. It's like the toxicity being embraced, not only embraced but validated in our community is sad, to the point whenever somebody grow and we feel like if we're stuck, but when somebody get out of that element, they automatically call a tap dancing, coon, whatever. But there's absolutely nothing wrong. It only happens with the black community. They don't say that to white people when they switch out, when they vote Democrat. But whenever a black person decides to express their conservative views, they get crapped on, but nobody ever says a word when these rappers that are being controlled by the Jewish that owns hip hop labels, telling them to rap about killing our own people. And we never say that they're tap dancing. We didn't say Megan Thee Stallion tap dancing for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden after he said, vote for me, you ain't black. But we need to get out of this and start just being open to hearing what the black conservatives has to say, because we've been on that side before. So just be more open-minded. That's my final thought. Shout out to the Man Cave. Love this channel.
Appreciate that, Mr. Ripley. Slim, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, man, another great show. To be honest, man, what Nicki did, I take my hat off to her, man, because it was big. She knew what she was going to be facing, the backlash, but she still stood strong. And to be honest with you, I believe this is all a fight between good and evil, right versus wrong. And that's just how it goes, man. And you're going to get criticized when you're on the right side at all times. And yeah, she got 100% facts when she said, Democrats stay mad. Man cave.
Ken, what's your final thoughts?
Man, the streets to me is not just violence and gun toting. I learned business from the streets. I watched Master P. I watched Sick With It Records. I watched entrepreneurs in hip hop, turn CDs into empires. The streets is mama selling plates at the church, girls jumping double dutch. You know what I'm saying? 5%ers outside studying their lessons and talk about God body shit. Streets is street ball too. It's handball. You know what I'm saying? It's stick ball. It's the fire hydrant open in the summer and everybody, getting in the water. It's the ice cream truck coming around and you get to eat the Hulk Hogan ice cream bar. You know what I'm saying? Streets is not just Bloods and Crips. That's an element. You know what I mean? Streets is us playing outside. You know what I mean? Listening to hip hop music, breaking albums down. You know what I mean? That's what streets is to me. So I could personally never say F that. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't just that. That comes with it because people was on crack cocaine, people on drugs. You know what I'm saying? So the drugs fuels the violence and then the guns, but the people in the street, they don't own ports. So I don't know how they get guns and how they get the drugs. That's another story. But the streets just is not shoot them up, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to move in the street. Ain't nobody in no college teach me how to make no money. You know what I'm saying? I learned that from street people. Put me anywhere in the world, I'm going to grind. I'm going to figure out how to make a dollar. I didn't learn that from no HBCU. I learned that from people in the street. You know what I mean? So I can never say F the street.
Word, kid. You love the street like Money Mitch love money, boy. KJ, what's your final thoughts?
Fuck Nicki. I hope she lose everything that she fucking gained. And I want her people, her fan base, to realize how big of a portrayal she just did to y'all. Second, you know, just what Ken was talking about, like especially where I come from and the shit that I've done, from going into the army to goddamn going through school, getting ready to get my bachelor's, working on my master's this summer. I like, from the environment I come through, I could never say fuck the streets flat out like these folks is doing. But I will say, like, the culture itself is sometimes toxic. But what I want to hit on too before the end of the night is that this wasn't built by itself. This wasn't a creation of Black folks. Yes, it's up to us to go ahead and fix this, but the problems that are lingering is because of the foundation that was laid in this country. You know, even the Bible, for my Republican friends that say they're Christians, Jesus even said, if the foundation is weak, the house will crumble. And we look at the foundation of Black America, where did it start? And was there any help to fix it? No. So we need to address the issues, but we also need to be aware of the foundation that was set. So, you know, again, I appreciate you having me up, Gray. Always a good show.
For sure. Most definitely, King Jade. What's your final thoughts?
Man, I grew up most of my life, you know, Savannah, Georgia, you know, his village, community, his village. I really ain't had no experiences growing up, man. So I think it's kind of dope that Ken at least went and got to experience this, man. I'm big on experiencing some of everything in this life before it's over. So I'm gonna have to tap in with Mr. Rippy, man. One of these events, I'm gonna have to come check it out, you know what I'm saying, and see what it's about. I don't lean one way or another. I'm kind of on my own side. So but I definitely got to make it to want to see. I think you got to experience some of everything in this life. And if you're not, you're cheating yourself. And these dudes, you know, I just hope these dudes take it past more than posting on their social media for the streets. And I hope they go back and they try to get these kids hope. You know what I'm saying? Hope for some kids could go a long way. You know what I mean? So some kids out there who don't know, you know, which way they want to go and what they want to do, and you might could lead them there. So you got the platform. So I hope you just take that opportunity and go and seize it.
For sure. My final thoughts is basically, I feel like the two topics tied in together, because people saying F the streets, and then Nicki Minaj is coming out saying that she's a conservative. Not that they're necessarily similar, but that two people can say that they want something different. And I feel like if we look at politics the same way, a person can admire the streets and say, okay, I got this from the streets helped me, but I now want to like not be a part of that. Because with whites, they can go from liberal to conservative. Like actually, most when they get older, they turn conservative. And I think we should have that luxury as Black people as well. Man Cave, have